Alright, ladies and gents. This isn't particularly a game I wanted to play. I just bought it. I think it was on sale. I don't know, my wife pays all my bills. I've just kind of been sitting here listening to the background. 40 minutes, but that's okay. We'll get right into it. End is never the end. It's 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 never the end. Excuse if you hear my kids screaming in the background. It is their nap time.
Stanley.
Oh.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions,
crashed the fuck out,
call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, cool. Can't play with... Alright, crouch. There's no jump. I don't want to leave my office. Holy shit, the clock actually works. What is this thing?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
What if something came on my monitor?
No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
I might have fucked myself here.
Very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Here it comes.
Is that it? Did I beat the game? I must leave this cocoon. It's been years. Yo, 428, you know what's going on? 429 always skips
All
work.
of his co-workers were gone.
Fucking slacker.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Shut the computer off for that guy before he gets in trouble. No.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Spooky.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh yeah, the employee lounge.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
They don't even...
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Look at that painting. But what is this? What? Nah, that looks spooky. Why would I go there? Alright. Fine.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Sir, I don't know if you know how morons work, but we like to push buttons.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Alright.
No, not the right. Why
Alright,
would
look,
I have
dude.
ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Dude?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
Oh, someone got
who
fired.
am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And
No, don't do that.
Suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm?
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
From the top.
No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So the game obviously,
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
the story is that stool right there. I don't trust any of this. Wait, is that the... I'm freaking out.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No. British guy? There's no doors in here.
Okay, yep, it's worse. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yeah! Speed run. Clock that, clock that.
and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Just let it go, dude. Just...
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I might have screwed up not following his instructions in the beginning.
It's over in this direction.
Because this is
Stanley,
bullshit.
To destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a
Now,
story?
how am I supposed to follow
Simply
that,
by the act of moving
Sir
forward,
fucking
are we
Churchill?
implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Hell yeah.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Or. Alright, took a picture of it. Alright, turn the music back on.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted
104 is still
everything
fired.
we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
What if 104 is the guy that's talking to us? Oh no.
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
Stuck in a maze with Winston Churchill.
The line from having any
That's my
role
story.
In our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Now, how am I supposed to get up there, Winston?
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
Are you sure?
In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay.
All right.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
All right. Sir?
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. It's all one giant ending? That's really how all this goes?
Wait, but it says...
All determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Well, in the meantime...
Fucking owl, dude. Alright. Can't even click the keyboard anymore.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, he didn't.
There was nothing here.
Holy shit. This could be me in the future.
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I can't see shit. Alright, don't go that way. Whatever you do. Oh yeah, this isn't creepy at all.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
That's fine.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yep. Deuces. Did I finally kill myself? Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Yes,
he reflected
finally.
that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What is going on?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Hey, it's the Pixar lamp. Or it's just a regular lamp. I seriously feel like I should have just played the game how it was meant to be played. Freedom ending?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Already
Alright.
this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Yep, I will. The broom closet is the answer.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean, 2845? But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Full extension 914.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
What's this? It doesn't let me press the big red button.
And when at last he found the source of the room's
Nice.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Did I win?
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his
don't give a
co-workers
fuck.
gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Nice.
That was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new
This feels
path
like the
before
back
him.
rooms.
This was exactly the way right now that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Nice. Speedrun. Oh, you got me fucked up.
And it sounds like DILF said he was the son of a preacher man.